Bon dia. Thank you, Adrian, for hosting this conference. We had a wonderful night last night, and we had the opportunity to talk among the different speakers and even to develop new ideas, and I changed a little bit my presentation. So after the discussion we had in the table. Congratulations also to Pancho Campo. I think he's done a beautiful job in gathering all us together here, and I think this is a big success. I am the new Director General of an intergovernmental organization, so I wanted to explain a little bit what the role of this international organization has and what it has to do with climate change and sustainability. We are those are the member states. This is an intergovernmental organization, so governments are members of it's like an association, but we are subject to the public law, the international public law. So we are a sovereign organization. We are above governments in a way, and those are the member states. And what we represent is those 47 member states. We are member states that are mainly producers, some are mainly consumers, but we have a big ratio of representation, 65% of the world consumption, 84% of the global wine production. And well, what are the objectives? The mission is to hear, and that's in the treaty. The founding treaty was 1924, and it was renewed in 2001. And to hear what are the necessities and what the needs of the wine industry, wine producers, and wine consumers. And then to make recommendations to the member states. How we do that? This is a very over-regulated sector. You all know the ones that you work in. And so regulation might be a problem to trade, but if it's harmonized, we might find the way out. And so it's also a very heavily traded internationally. Wine crosses 65% of the wine production goes across a boundary. So it's very international. So we have to provide for the right environment, so not to create trade barriers. We do that by harmonization of the rules, and those are the rules. And on labeling, on methods of analysis, on enological practices. And this is based on science. Always we have expert groups on science. And we have found that at this moment, for the last 7 years, a very important axis is to promote sustainable viticulture. So an expert group called Enviro is studying different recommendations to member states to develop the correct regulation in the different countries. And it's part of the strategic plan. This is the definition that we find that it works by consensus. So this was the definition that the different member states adopted. And we consider that sustainability is the proper response to the challenge of climate change. And this is the first action within the axis of by next also strategic plan. Sustainability on all three pillars: social sustainability, environmental sustainability, and economic sustainability. And here, even in Portugal, there is an idea of cultural sustainability as well. So And this is the ENVRI group, that it's a scientific group working in these definitions of sustainability, and because there are many different systems, no? So this is what we are working in. How is climate change affecting the value of viticultural sector? Well, you know, it impacts quality of grapes, it impacts also the quality of wine and the wine production. So we all have a concern on that. But not everything is so negative. I think we have to find also the opportunity that climate change has and what we can do. The sector, the wine industry, has never been in denial. We have always been saying, because industry is very close to the territory, and we've been always seeing that there is a climate change. I remember my discussions with other agro-industries, maybe with other industries saying, no, there is real climate change, and that was 10 years ago. So we have a big opportunity because we're very sensible to this reality. The other thing is that we can also have a negative approach saying, we cannot do much. All our efforts are not enough, and ourselves alone, we are not going to prevent climate change to happen. And at the same time, we can say consumer is not the only driver. And it might be true. But in the global context, I think we are at the doorway of a big change of economy. Let me explain this a little bit. I think we are in a new model of economy that will need to be based on new parameters. In the past, and that's I joined the introduction of Professor Costa that said that global governance is very important. Well, in the past we had the economy was based on one parameter, on the gold, and then after World War II we changed that into growth. After Bretton Woods, global governance started more or less at that time with IMF, with World Bank, with GATT, maybe also with the Marshall Plan in Europe. So, and that gave the opportunity to create OCDE. And growth was the next parameter, and it's presently the parameter. Sustainability might be the next parameter. We don't have a number. We only have a word now for sustainability. But if we look at we look closely at what it means, sustainability, it has to do with planet and life, with preserving the planet, which is a limited asset. And this is very important for economy. We have a limited asset, which is life in the planet. So maybe that's when intergovernmental organizations can manage to define what's sustainability or a similar concept and then translate this into a parameter. Maybe we will have a new economy. And that's a big opportunity for wine, because wine has a paradigm of behavior in terms of sustainability. So we are very responsible. We are small, but we can be an example. So wine is well placed to adapt. Very well, we are very well placed to adapt. We're very resilient. Companies are very resilient. Maybe we will see climate change in the past. Climate change, there has been some eras. So dinosaurs don't exist anymore. they disappeared. But mammals had an opportunity. We are the mammals. We are the new species. Our companies are small, but they are attached to the territory. So that's what I wanted to say. I invite you also to the Congress in Geneva that's going to take place from the 15th to the 19th of July, and it's based also, the main orientation is preservation and innovation. And so I just wanted to thank you for your attention. Thank you.